After this, there is no turning back. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Do you know what I'm talking about?
This is that YouthSpin show. This is that YouthSpin show. This is that YouthSpin show.
Good evening, Anguilla. Welcome to yet another edition of YouthSpin. This is our fourth show. That means we're 3 shows in, and it's been a great ride. This is your boy Jarvis, aka Mr. Controversy, and tonight I have my 4 co-hosts with me tonight. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, radio listeners. This is Your Girl Attitude, and this is a place where it all goes down. Let's create our own kingdom where we can all wear the crown.
Hey, good night, Anguilla. This is your boy Youth, and you're now locked into YouthSpin. It's all the truth, nothing else.
Alright, what's up, guys? JenseiKaen, that is Japanese for the fire of life. And just like fire, I'm bringing it hot, and I'm keeping it that way for the whole show.
Good evening, radio listeners. I'm your host, Radio Rebel, and tonight we have a different show for you. It's gonna be Get to Know Your Host, and we invite you to call in, send us any questions you may have, make sure they're the good ones, 729-9410. So as I said, the show is going to be a little different in format tonight. We are actually interviewing each other. So you'll get to know something about the host that you probably didn't know before, and we hope that you enjoy it. We have a bit of youth news and the Urban Dictionary segment, and it will be on our names, our personal names tonight, and we hope that you enjoy.
So we're gonna take our first dance break. Let's do a dance break so you guys can settle in and get ready for what should be a very interesting show. You know, like I said, we're 3 shows in, and we're giving you a chance on the 4th show to meet the people who brought you these shows and the people that will be bringing you a bunch more amazing shows in the near future. So stick it and stay where you're at, and don't forget to dance. So in keeping with tonight's theme, we are allowing our host to choose our music for our dance breaks, and that song just now was chosen by my co-host, Mr. JenseiKaen. I hope I didn't mash up your name, but Mr. Kaen, can you tell us who that was and why you chose that particular song by that particular artist?
You did completely butcher it.
I butchered your name.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I'm not fluent in Japanese.
It's still pronounced in English, so it's still
okay.
JenseiKaen, but
JenseiKaen.
that song, which was Be Free with Music by Nano. And it's one of my personal favorites because, as you could hear from the lyrics, then it's all about how music can connect people and bring them all closer. So, as we said before, then this show is all about getting to know the host better, all 5 of us. And we've got it in a different format this time because we've got ourselves a lucky dip, so to speak. So we're all going to take turns reaching inside of this wonderful little cup of questions. And whatever we pull out, then we will answer them. And it's going to be quite a random but quite an interesting episode. So you all get to learn a lot of random tidbits about us. So who wants to draw first?
I'll take a pleasure in drawing first. Guess they soon gotta leave, you know what? Alright. If you were 80 years old, what advice would you give to your children and grandchildren? Alright, good night, Anguilla. This is your boy Youth. If I was 8 years old, well, I can't really say if I was 8 years old. I don't know if I will reach that age, but the truth is, if I do reach that age, I would tell my grandchildren to always look within themselves to find who they are and be the person that they want to be and not what people expect them to be. You know what I mean? That's the truth. And I'm out. I think one of my other co-hosts will go and take a draw from the...
I think we all should answer that question though, right? Let's all answer that question.
Yeah,
Miss
for real,
Attitude, if you were 80 years old, I mean, what advice would you give to your kids and grandkids?
Let's see. If I was 80 years old, I will tell them to always believe in themselves and to not let any limits define who they are, and to always reach for the stars because you can conquer whatever you believe that you can.
Mr. Jace, JenseiKaen. I'm determined to get your name
gonna
right
get him one day.
before the end of the night. No, I'm gonna get it right tonight, Mr. JenseiKaen.
I'll be holding you to that. But if I was 80, then one thing I know that I tell my grandchildren for sure is to just be yourself. Like, don't try to please other people. Just do what you think is best. Stay true to your own self. Stay true to your own personality. And if people don't like you, then that's their own business. But you need to always be who you want to be and not change yourself for anyone.
All right. My co-hosts have said some really, really interesting things, and I would just like to add on. I would tell them patience is very important because you're going to meet some challenging people in life, and regardless of what happens, you're supposed to push on and don't let those, whatever they do to degrade you or to put you down, just move on with it. Use it as your motivation and push forward.
Nice. I was listening to the views of my co-hosts, and you get a recurring theme of self-realization and looking within oneself, to find strength, and I completely agree with that. But what I would add to that, because that that's would be one of the beginning of the things I would have said. But what I would add to that is that the things that I know now I didn't know at 20 or 10. So when I get to 80, I'm sure I'll have an entire new plethora of information that I want to share with my kids and grandkids. But like from what I have now, like the virtues that I have now, it all said to live your life in service of other people. A life in service of other people is happier. That's what I think. So I'll allow Attitude, Miss Attitude, to go and pick from our wonderful cup of questions. And it says, our God is an awesome God on the cup. So I'm hopefully praying you get a good answer question.
Okay. This question is, favorite thing about Anguilla? It would definitely have to be the beaches. I mean, white sand, sparkling water, Anguilla is famous for its beaches, and I really do enjoy them.
Okay. Let me take a try. What I would say, I don't really go to the beach, so I wouldn't say the beaches, but it still maintains some of its innocence, to me. So that's what I like about Anguilla. It's not all that fast-paced. You can stop, take some time to breathe in, breathe out, and that's what I love about Anguilla. Mr. Controversy?
My favorite thing about Anguilla, unfortunately, is changing a bit. And my favorite thing would definitely have to be the people. And what about the people that I admire is their determination and their strength. Also, their ability to unify when the time calls for it. Unfortunately, though, we're seeing that becoming less and less the case. But, there are people working on bringing it back to where it needs to be. So if I chose my favorite thing about Anguilla, it would have to be the people. Proud people. When I was going just to share a story, when I was going to school, when I was leaving for college, my favorite teacher, Mrs. Oma Richardson, she said, she sat me on the airport, and she said, remember when you're leaving and you're going, that you're an Anguillan, and you're proud. And, I didn't get that at the time, but after some life experiences, I certainly get it now. I definitely get it now. I'm proud people. So my favorite thing is the people.
Well, the truth is, right, as Controversy said, it's like the people. But it's not on the same tip, though. The people are more of a motivation to me, because they actually look down on a lot of people. And that actually gives me the motivation to shine. In a sense, not going against what he said, because there are some good people in Anguilla, but the truth is, there are some bad ones too. And that motivates me. That's the truth.
Well, if I had to say what my favorite thing about Anguilla is, then first I'd have to point out a lot of the people like me in Anguilla who are more than happy to say Anguilla is a pretty boring place. There's not much to say, but there is something that I live by, and that's something is only as boring as you make it. So if you're saying Anguilla is boring, then it's up to you to figure out how to make it fun. So what I love most about Anguilla is just in Anguilla in general. Sometimes I just like to put on my shoes, say I'm going out, and then I'll just walk. I'll just walk for as far as I can. I'm going to take any random bush path, and the things you see when you're just in silence and checking it out, then you're going to see a lot of wonderful things that just makes you remember why Anguilla itself is beautiful.
All right. So I'd like to answer a question one of the listeners sent in. They said, briefly explain your high school experience. Wow. Having just completed high school and moving on to sixth form, I can say that my high school experience has been very challenging. I mean, there are some good people out there. They help to mold me into the person I am today. But on the flip side, there are some difficulties, and I probably have seen the worst, but at the end of the day, no matter what biases or negativity comes, I take it and I appreciate it, and I use it as my sort of building block to make myself a better person than they are. So no matter what teachers or students try to mess with your head, you just gotta move on. And this is why I can say that I had a good high school experience, because I used the negativity to bring me to where I am today, and I think I've turned out pretty good.
Yeah, man. Like for real though. I wish I could go back to them school days. You know what I mean? Like, that was crazy. And we had a little conflicts with people and your peers and stuff, and yeah, I didn't really perform too well, but hey, that ain't stopped me still, you know what I mean? Still got educated on my own, even though certain people refused me the privileges and the chances to actually extend my education a little bit further, due to the fact that I made some wrong choices in my life, you know what I mean? But it's all cool. But my school days was alright, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Shout out to all of my graduates who were in school with me. And by the way, if you want to know who Truth is, it's Keanu Bell. I mean, everybody know me. Ain't nothing to hide. It's all good.
It's all good. Miss Attitude, can you tell us about your high school experience, since you're just about the same age as I am?
My high school experience was very interesting. I remember going to first form. It felt like yesterday. I was put on Pink House, Pink House is awesome to me.
I beg to differ.
Also, I remember the clubs were really fun, concert band, choir, steel band. My biggest highlight in high school was the Literary Debating Society. I really did enjoy debating in several islands like Anguilla, Antigua, and Montserrat, not to mention getting best speaker in all three of those islands in 3 consecutive years. But I really did enjoy, I did enjoy my high school experience. And I have met some amazing people in my life who have changed who I am today, and I am very thankful for them.
Yes, and just mention I'm thankful for having you as a part of my high school experience. We've been in the bees all along, and you helped make high school very interesting for me, so thank you as well.
Thank you too, Miss Radio Rebel.
Let's see, JenseiKaen. Yes, let's see what you have to say about your high school experience.
Well, just in reply to Miss Attitude, then all I have to say is Purple Mansion. Best house. And if I had to give just a little summary of my high school life in general, then I'd have to say that everyone knew me, but everyone knew me as somebody different.
True.
Because I know for some people I was that nerdy kid. Some people thought that I was always looking to fight. Other people just thought I was that one weird kid, and then there was a specific group, and I know they know exactly who they are, and I hope they're listening, who, for some reason or another, decided to nickname me the Wifer.
Okay!
All in all, then, high school was just like the best place for you to learn who you are and how to develop yourself. And if I had to summarize my high school life, I'd say that it was just one of the most memorable things for anyone.
All right, Mr. Controversy. I know it's not that far away, but long ago. Yeah, it's not that long ago, but you can tell us. You can tell us about your high school experience.
Yo, shout out the class of 2001, man.
Wow, that's ancient.
Yeah, shout out the class of 2001. That's fast. But high school, I think, is a defining moment in everybody's life where you get to decide who you want to be and where you want to go. I think that's where you decide it. And And for me, it was a little bit awkward, because there was a lot of different directions one could have, ventured down. And I probably did go down a few of those roads and turn around and came back out. But high school was awesome. It was cool. College was even better. So who's going to choose next? Who's going to go in there next?
There's a question from the audience. The question is one thing. They ask, what would you change about Anguilla? Just give us one thing that you would change about Anguilla.
What would I change? One thing. Well, I would like to see a lot of our legislation change, a lot of legislation, because I think that, we can start from there. Legislation can change everything. With the right legislation changes, Anguilla will be a completely different place.
Well, the truth is, right, one thing that changed about Anguilla is the mindset of the people. They're too mentally captive, and they don't understand the point of change. And I mean, that's all I got to say for now.
Okay, I was just behind there saying yes, the mindset of the people. And I'd like to add on the cycle of silence. It needs to be broken. A lot of things need to be addressed. So the cycle of silence is what I would change.
All right. Well, if I had to say one thing I change about Anguilla, then I would say the mindset of the people as well, but I would specifically target the youth because they honestly need to get out of this cycle of being the bad man and whatever it is that's running through their head, because they're not going to get very far with that, and they need to realize that sooner than later.
This is Miss Attitude. One thing that I would like to change in Anguilla would be our education systems, meaning that we should expand our education more.
All right. Cool. Mr. Controversy. Could you please draw from the lucky cup?
The cup has
landed. Let the people hear
I want
the
to choose
questions.
right on top, because the one right on top was destined for me. What was your most rewarding youth group experience and why? What was my most rewarding youth group experience and why? Last year, the Faith Foundation organized a walk, and I don't know if you want to call the Faith Foundation a youth group, but we are youth at heart. But it was in organizing that walk and some of the spin-offs that came off of it. We got a chance to meet with some of the victims of gun violence in Anguilla and some of their families, and you really got to. We got a chance to assist with financial obligations, and sometimes some of the parents that have actually lost one of their kids just needed somebody to talk to and share that pain with. So I think it was personally gratifying. You feel like you change somebody, you help somebody out. So like I say, a life of service is the one I choose to live. So that would be my most rewarding experience in a youth group.
Well, my most rewarding experience in the youth group was actually on the block. I mean, it may sound a little crazy, but they are a group of youth, regardless of what people guys say and what they think. These guys actually have a mind, and their minds run deep. It's like an ocean. But the only thing they're lacking is opportunity, So that's the reason why I say that was my best experience in the youth group.
What was rewarding about that experience?
Rewarding because I got the enlightenment of others who people look down on, and these guys actually have the most amazing ideas. These guys are actually businessmen, entrepreneurs, but the only thing that's stopping them is the chance and an opportunity. But because of society's mindset, this is why I go back to the mindset basis of it, is why they are being kept down. Yeah, they do some bad things now and then, but it's only for a reason. Every reaction comes from an action, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's all it is.
My most rewarding youth experience would have to be when I was debating in Antigua. This was the final debate. It was Antigua against Anguilla. The topic was the increased number of women in the workplace has negatively impacted children. And I remember it so well because there was a line that I said in my debate. And the way how the audience reacted, it really touched me. The line that I said was, pent-up anger and frustration, fueled by spending hours each day in a place where she is not recognized, comes gushing out at a confused child who makes a simple mistake. And like just seeing how the audience reacted to it, like I saw people like shivering and like getting goosebumps, like knowing that I can have that effect on people was really amazing.
Oh, that gave me goosebumps. Huh?
I know, right? When she started debating, I was like good old times. So I just want to remind you that tonight's episode of YouthSpin is called Meet the Host. So it's a bit different to our informational shows that we had previous nights. So we get back right into the questions. And mine's, what youth-related activities or groups are you involved with? Well, to me, it seems like I'm always on the go. So if I get a bit, bear with me. First of all, YouthSpin, this is one of the best groups ever created. We get to talk about things that are important to our country. I am in the Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School choir. That's another great one. Have tourism club, literary and debating society. I can't forget that one. What else? And a whole bunch of others. Right now they're slipping me, but
The History Club as Valeriana.
yes, I forgot. Sorry. And the rest. So if anyone's listening from those clubs, please bear with me. I did not mean to forget, but right now everything's kind of slipping. Anyone else?
Yeah, well, I was actually the founder of GOE, which is God Over Everything. And that was a good group while it lasted. It was sad that it had to end though, but I mean, all good things come to an end, right? That's what they say. But the dream still lives on. And regardless of everything that's been said about that group, I just want to let the people know that, hey, God is still over everything regardless.
Yep.
And then right now being a part of YouthSpin is actually a great experience. And I mean, I met some very challenging people in this room. Like my boy Controversy. I mean, we had some little heads on. But hey, this is life.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yo,
I wasn't aware of that.
we don't have to go into details. You know what I mean? But everybody here is actually their own person. I think that's what I respect about it. I may come in here with my serious face and stuff, but hey, it's all love. You know what I mean? This is all it is.
I don't even know if I'm considered a youth no more. Man. But
Yeah,
I was a member of pretty much every youth organization there was. You know, some of the most memorable ones was the Cadet Corps. You know, I mean, I got a lot of discipline from the Cadet Corps. I'm a member of the Youth Council. I was once the president of the steering committee for the Youth Council. I'm a youth ambassador. I'm a member of the Faith Foundation. Member of YouthSpin. Anything that involves helping somebody to better themselves, especially somebody that came from similar situations like I did, I find a way to involve myself in it because, you know, I'm trying to pay it forward. I feel like you won't be able to move forward in life till you've paid back to somebody else. I pay forward to somebody else, everything somebody did for you on a developmental level. So that's what I'm trying to do. Music. We have our next music break. Attitude, what youth groups are you involved in?
I think we're going into the music
The
section.
music break, yeah.
Yes.
Because I know you didn't speak, and I want to know what groups you involved in.
Real-
You might be part of a dance group, because you just debated for us, so you might say dance and start break. How can I dance? I don't know. But
We can discuss that after the music break.
okay. What's
I love this song. I just love this song. The reason for this song, right? I have my round by Nico and Vince. Because, like, I've been asking myself this question all the time, right? When I hear this song drop on the radio, I was like, yo, this is a serious song, yeah. Because a lot of people always try to dictate your life, you know what I mean? And I just want to do what I feel is right for me. And not what's right for others. I mean, like, I like to sing, I like to rap. But everybody want me to be somebody who I ain't want to be, you know what I mean? Just love me for me. And I think this song is a very powerful song for all youth out there because I know everybody has their inner self and they want to be who they are regardless. You know what I mean? But right now we're going to go into a little commercial break and we'll get a word from the sponsor.
YouthSpin is sponsored by the Department of Youth and Culture. The Department of Youth and Culture is the main public agency with responsibility for youth and youth development. and the preservation and promotion of Anguilla's cultural heritage and the arts. For more information about the Department of Youth and Culture, please call 498-3792 or 497-0969 or email youth.culture@gov.ai. You may also visit the department's Facebook page at DYC Anguilla.
All right. We'll now have a question by another co-host, and he'll read it out loud for us.
All right. So after reaching into that wonderful little cup of questions, then I was lucky enough to draw a rather simple question, which is, what's my favorite food, dessert, or snack? And most people in school are probably going to remember this, but it would have to be the baked Alaska. And for people who have no idea what it is, that is a cake with ice cream in the middle and topped with a meringue. And it is expensive and it is hard to make, but when it comes out, then it is like heaven on your plate, and you are lucky if that dish can make it for the whole day.
I think I remember you making it in Montserrat on our trip. I had
Yep.
the other islands, literally crying for more. So Taj knows his stuff. Just want to remind you, tonight's episode is all about meeting the host, and just in case you're confused a bit about the format, we're drawing random questions from our little cup here, saying our God is an awesome God. So let's go right into another question. Anyone has any comments, just message us at 729-9410.
Okay, if there was a movie produced about your life, who would play you and why? Well, let's see. If there was a movie produced about my life, who would play me? I would go with a very large suggestion and say Beyonce would play me, because me and Beyonce are very similar in terms of we are winners within our hearts, and that we are very strong-minded, we're very independent, we're very intelligent. And if you realize, Beyonce has never, if you think about it really, she's never had a downfall. Like, Beyonce has always been known to win, and I like to think of myself in that same manner.
Well, in my case, if anyone were to make a movie about me, then I would be the happiest man alive if I could get Morgan Freeman to play me.
Wow.
Woo!
Simply because Morgan Freeman is the man, all right?
Simple.
But just the man. So Morgan Freeman, when they make that movie about me, then I will be calling you up, all right?
All right.
They want to put me on the spot. This is controversy. And they put me on the spot. And I got to break into the relationship segment of this situation.
Oh, boy.
So the question is, in your opinion, what are the 3 components to a successful relationship? I don't know if I'm the right person to answer this, because I've not been having much success.
I mean,
The pop, man.
first, right, you gotta have trust. I mean, love is actually the last thing you want to mention. But you gotta have trust, honesty, and communication. Those are the 3 main things: trust,
Yeah.
honesty, and communication.
Those are cliche, right? Like that's what they say on the Hallmark cards, But
Mr. Controversy, maybe they're cliche because they're just that true.
maybe,
Maybe that's why you've been screwing up.
but
Exactly.
Maybe that's their downfall right there.
yeah, maybe.
You gotta answer.
I just didn't want to be cliche.
This guy's epic.
Yeah, I guess. Well, whatever makes it work, man. Like whatever makes it work. Different things work for different people.
Let's hear from one of our female hosts.
For me, this is Miss Attitude. For me, definitely trust, communication, but I would say loyalty for the third one.
Loyalty is important. I like that one. Loyalty.
It's not cliche.
No, that's not. That's actually very necessary. That's like extremely necessary.
I think everyone's on Mr. Controversy's case, so let me switch the topic a bit. My question, this is Radio Rebel. If there was a zombie attack in Anguilla,
Wow.
what would you do? What would be your survival tactic?
Become a zombie.
I think I'll agree. Become a zombie, because that's the only way I'm gonna get you. If I'm like the others, they won't eat me.
Tell the fire
brains
scream
or
well, so you ain't got much places
Well, I
to
actually
go.
remember when someone asked me what would happen if a zombie attack happened right away. Then all I said was I'm in trouble because my shelter is still a plot of land. But if it came to surviving a zombie attack, then the first thing I do is honestly not leave my house for the first couple of days, because you know there's going to be a panic and I am not getting run over by anybody.
Alright. We actually
Taking that question way too serious.
You gotta be prepared for anything.
Okay, guys, just let's move on to the next question. Do you believe in ghosts or zombies?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't believe in them, but I know that they're there.
Yes.
I feel a few
I-
presence of ghosts in this room.
I believe in them,
Yes.
yes. I believe in them full-heartedly, yes.
There's some ghosts in this room. I can feel them.
All right. I think I have a wonderful question. Why did you want to be a YouthSpin host? Well, actually, I didn't know about YouthSpin. It was a day at an open mic forum at the House of Assembly when a young lady named Turishma Gums, better known as Tish, she approached me with the idea because I was speaking about a topic. I can't remember what. I think it was about the youth parliament, and she said, "Why don't you try out for YouthSpin?" And I was like, "YouthSpin, what's that?" And she was like, "One way for you to express your opinions in a clean way to get other people to understand the issues that are pertaining to youth." So I became a YouthSpin host by the little persuasion of that individual, and I don't regret it.
Well, the reason why I want to be part of the show is actually to build a bridge. You know what I mean, between the people that don't have a voice and for the ones that are listening. And that's basically it. I hope y'all understand.
All right, I
Well-
see another question. I think it's from one of our listeners, and my co-host will take it. Go ahead.
So the question we received was, should Anguilla have a movie theater? And to be entirely honest, no.
That's what Smartin is there for.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, another question. Favorite sport? Volleyball, of course.
Of course.
Miss Attitude and Miss Radio Rebel agree to this.
Yes, I love volleyball. Although schoolwork kind of takes up a lot of time, volleyball is a way to relieve all those frustrations. Even though you might
course.
end up with a sprained ankle eventually, like
Like-
me, volleyball is the go-to sport.
Like when you're stressed, like you just spike the ball on the other side.
Yes, man.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Another question, Mr. Controversy.
This is a good one. What motivates you in life? And I think I'll echo Mr. Truth's sentiments earlier when he stated, that the negativity from other people, motivates him in life. I read a meme the other day and it said, keep grinding because somebody out there who you don't know is rooting for you when somebody who should isn't. So, that's my motivation. Success is the best revenge to people who want to see you fail.
All right. So, Truth, you have a
Yeah, I have a question here. Favorite music, genre, artist, and band?
Well, I want to bring up mine because I know that Mr. Controversy was watching me pretty hard just a little earlier, but I'm different from other people in Anguilla, at least, in the sense that my preferred genre falls along the lines of rock. Simply because while everyone these days is listening to more love music and whatnot, then when it comes down to rock music, be it hard rock or soft rock, then these are lyrics that literally hit you right there, and that when you hear them, you're just like, I know what he's talking about. There is not a single rock song out there that you can't connect to in some way or another.
Oh, well, the truth is, right, I don't have any favorite genre. Right? My favorite artist is myself. I mean, I gonna be real with you.
A little bit.
I mean, I'm inspired by other artists, but my favorite artist is myself because I believe in myself. You know what I mean? If you guys want, you can go on YouTube and type in Keanu Bell Stay, and check out the video. I believe in myself. You should believe in yourself too.
And strong
Alright,
self-advertisement
a little
right here.
elevator speech. Well, I love rap, honestly, and I listen to a lot of gospel rap because I'm a Christian, yes, and my youth group, they love their rap music as well. A little big up to the Church of God Holiness Anguilla Youths. And I love rap, whether it goes from Tripoli to Lecrae, of course, Lecrae.
What's
And yes, I love rap. And I just want to remind you, it's the Meeting the Host episode. Don't forget, just in case you're a bit confused as to the format of the show. Now I see another question.
Right. I just received a personal question from one of the listeners, and that is, why did I decide the name JenseiKaen? And it's just a funny story, but most people who know me know that I'm also very much of an anime fan. I'm an anime enthusiast. And Japanese in general, when it comes to naming things, then it always sounded a lot better to me. So me trying to I'm actually got this name from trying to form a YouTube channel. And while I was looking for a name that would just link with me, then I was just looking around and I found a picture of a green flower. And this green flower was made of fire. And after seeing it, then I was just thinking, and I looked it up, and I found out that JenseiKaen was another way to say the flame of life. And that just connected with me to the point where I decided that that's the name that I wanted to stick with.
Interesting.
Yeah, but for the listening audience, this is Truth here, and I have to leave right now. But for the dance break, we have a song by Michelle Williams, Say Yes. And I just want to shout out to the Anguilla crew because, you know what I mean, that's where we walk, and we actually have a little celebration today for the hard work that we've done. And I'm about to leave you guys because I got to go enjoy my party.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
man.
But we can catch up on the next show. Keep locked in the YouthSpin. This is your boy Truth. It's all truth, nothing else, you know what I mean? And shout out to all my co-hosts. We'll catch up for next time.
All right, bye. Have fun. We'll now take that song by Michelle Williams.
That is one of my favorite songs. When I first heard it, I just kept nodding my head to it. I mean, the lyrics really are inspirational, as I am a Christian and I believe in the Lord, and I believe that anything that He says yes to, He will deliver it. And now we'll get back into the interview. I had a question. If you could afford any car, which one would you buy? Well, I think I would buy anything from a Mercedes to a Lamborghini.
All right. I love those sleek, super speed cars. It had one, I don't even remember the name, but it was awesome. I would probably get a Porsche, something that goes extremely fast.
All right. Well, this is JenseiKaen, and I just pulled the question. Using a single word or phrase, how would you describe yourself? And there aren't many words that I would use to describe myself, so I'm just gonna have to put it all in one and say that I think I am a very interesting person.
Hey, remember, this is the Meet the Host episode. What we're doing here tonight is allowing you to meet the host of YouthSpin. I'll take that question, JenseiKaen.
Almost there.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, babe, before the night. I'll describe myself as controversial. Yeah.
All right. I have a question. It says, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? I'm not so good with the favoritism part, but I'd have to take a combination of flying and invisibility. Flying and invisibility. You want to see things from up in the air, as I want to be a pilot, so I would go with something close to flying. And invisibility, just want to see what people will be doing when I'm not around.
Okay, I have a question. Favorite TV show? I can't answer that because I'm not allowed to watch TV during the week.
Ooh, schoolwork. All right, any more questions?
Well, I just got the question, can you swim? And to answer that, then I know how to not drown.
I can't swim and I live close to a beach, so...
Everyone in Anguilla lives close to a beach.
Yeah, that too.
They just chose a question. This is controversy. Name 3 items that you can't live without.
Oh boy.
Fire. I definitely need fire. I have to cook. So 5 years are definitely a necessity. Transportation in Angola. I don't think I'll be able to survive without transportation in Angola. And I like to talk, so I'm gonna need somebody to listen to me. So I can't live without having somebody to listen to me at some point.
I want to answer that one as well. I cannot live without something related to technology around. My house is full of technology. My father is a tech guy, in a sense. So it probably would have to be my phone or my laptop. Ice cream for sure. I can't live without ice cream. Ice cream keeps me sane. And I can't live without my church, actually. I love my church. So those are 3 things I could not live without. Anyone else?
Okay, this is Miss Attitude. Do you think marriage is still a priority for our generation? I would say yes. I mean, I think it should be a very good goal, to have a family, to get married. I don't know. What do you think, Miss Radio Rebel?
Well, I haven't considered the thought of marriage. I don't see myself being married. That's just one funny thing. They say that the things that you don't see yourself doing, you end up doing, but I really don't see a future with marriage. Mr. Controversy. What do you think?
I would like to get married. I have yet to experience that nuclear family experience. I never had that experience. So I would like to, at one point, enjoy it somehow. So marriage would be high on my priority list, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is JenseiKaen here, and I hope you all are enjoying the show so far. But now it's time to go into some youth news. So for starters, then Project Hope is hosting a discussion. This is called Street Talk, with speakers from the ACAN, members from the clergy and government, and the HAA representatives. The discussion topic is ACAN and gender affairs in the battle against HIV and AIDS, discrimination, domestic violence, and other life-threatening diseases. This will be taking place on October 31st from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the People's Market grounds. There is a health fair on the Ruthwell Auditorium grounds from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, October 25th. They are featuring blood glucose testing, blood pressure and cholesterol tests, limited PSA, mammogram, and pap smear testing, as well as raffles and prizes and education session. So if you all are interested in that, then head down to the Ruthwell, 10 p.m. on Saturday. And this week is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and tomorrow, the 24th, it is Think Pink Friday. All local businesses, schools, and organizations are encouraged to wear breast cancer awareness shirts and participate in awareness walks starting at 4 p.m. You can register with any member of the Anguilla Cancer Society at the primary healthcare building, and the walk begins at the Ruthwell Auditorium, and it continues to George Hill, through North Hill, Sakis's, the Valley, and completes at North Hill. So if So if you are interested, then please come and show your support. That is tomorrow at 4.
Okay, we'll now have one final dance break, and the song is Always on My Mind by Davil. And that was Always on My Mind by Davil, and that's one of my good ones to just slow down because I love to hear the music in the background. So we're going to wrap up our discussion topic, and the last question, what are the top 3 items on your bucket list? And before I forget, you can go on our Facebook pages, YouthSpin AXA, Instagram, Twitter, and you can message us on WhatsApp 729-9410. So my top 3 items on the bucket list, I have to go to Hawaii for sure. I would like to meet with as much pilots in the world. I just want to have a huge meeting. And the last one, I want to end up in Congress one day.
Well, this is JenseiKaen, and in terms of my bucket list, then one thing would be that I want to meet at least one of every kind of person. Be them good or bad, then I just want to be able to know that person. Another thing I would like to do is skydiving, and as for the third one, then I'm not entirely sure what that would be right now.
This is Miss Attitude. 3 things that I would have on my bucket list. I'd like to go to Paris. I'd like to be a princess at Disneyland. I'd like to sing and dress up. And I'd like to be in a troupe in Carnival in Trinidad.
What?
My bucket list. I want to have a kid. I want to win a Calypso crown. And something stupid like skydiving.
You're stupid. Okay.
I take offense to that.
Okay.
All right, so this has been the Meet the Host segment, and I hope you learned something about the host and hostess that you didn't know before. And in keeping with the theme for what we have going on tonight, Meet the Host and music, when you listen to the music that somebody listens to, it tells you about that person. Like my boy JenseiKaen. Good? Got it?
You nailed it.
I knew it. I told you I'll get it by the end of the night. My boy JenseiKaen. He says that he's a little bit different. You can tell by the music he listens to that he's a little bit different. Me, myself, I believe that we have it a little bit twisted in Western Hemisphere in terms of religion. I remember, I'm going to just kill some time. I remember going to church and being told that I couldn't participate in the choir because I really wasn't a devout Christian at the time, and I thought it was crazy because the fact that I'm here is a good thing. But my song is Chronic's Walk with the Most High each and everywhere that I go, because even if you don't go to church every day, I believe you can still have that personal relationship with God, and that's what is really necessary at the end of the day. So that's the song I chose, and you can tell I'm a righteous guy with the music I listen to. So that's
So just to wrap things up, then to finish on the theme, Meet the Host, then for a little fun from the Urban Dictionary section. No? All right. Well, I'm sorry, but we are out of time, so we're going to have to save that for another episode. And I'll let Mr. Controversy talk us out.
So I'll leave you guys with Chronic's Walk with the Most High. I hope this moves you like the way it moves me.